great pleasure of talking to Astrid and Stephen. The exciting bit about our conversation today has been the discovery of the fifth element, something that we've spoken about in the last couple of days. Astrid, let's talk about the fifth element, which you've described and I've written down as the post-evaluation process, and then we might get Stephen to share his thoughts as well.
Absolutely. So you shared with us at our meeting today the first four stages that you discovered through your journey so far, and I suggested maybe to add a fifth one, and I think the four first elements all lead up towards creating a business case and having clarity on the planning and involving politics to shape the business case, etc. But I suggested maybe to introduce a fifth element, which is more after the event, in terms of an impact assessment, whether the project actually achieved the goals that it set out in its business plan, and to try and determine a really clear framework that is bespoke to that particular project or case, to have measurable inputs, parameters to identify, okay, what was it before the project and what are the achievements thanks to the project. Because if nothing else, we can identify the impact it achieves, has it improved things, but also do we need to tweak something, do we need to improve somewhere, and probably most importantly, identifying other benefits that we haven't thought about.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's right. And with the post-evaluation, it is about the learning. There will be things which have achieved the outcomes which people wanted from the first stages of the project, but then there will be some good learning to come out of that, and we can take it forward so the next project reflects those learning things which we've been able to achieve. And it really is about engaging everyone, whether it's the customer who's on the end of the project, or whether it's anyone else who's been involved at any of the stages in that project, actually bringing everything together in that post-evaluation. It's very easy to walk away at the end of a scheme and say, right, that's done and dusted, on to the next scheme. But that post-evaluation is so important in making sure mistakes aren't repeated and things are learnt from the project which has just been completed.
Agreed. Stephen and Astrid, one thing that we've spoken about as well is the benefit and engagement of people to enhance their lives through their mental health and also employment opportunities. Would you like to briefly describe the success of this fine business and how you've set about achieving that?
So I think this comes probably to your point about social enterprise, and I think I would call it almost social regeneration. And I shared with you probably some 2-3 years ago where our board was looking at where we could achieve savings, and it was about making that distinction between what service is nice to have and which service has a great impact in terms of prevention of problems, early intervention to avoid costly problems, and overall helping people to sustain tendencies and being able to achieve things in life that they set out for themselves to do. So we work very closely with young people and also single parents, etc., people who generally don't find it easy to find work. And by going through this process, it's almost I call it a Weight Watchers approach, a one-to-one approach, working with people on their individual action plan, but holding them to account on the things that they need to do. And through this, we managed to get so far roughly 600 people into work and sustainable work over the past 3 years, which is actually a huge impact. Thinking that, or knowing that any person not being in work costs to the local community about £160,000.
Wow.
So there's a huge social impact, positive impact from this work, which has been recognised by the board, and hence this team is still in action. But we learned from that feedback to highlight more what we do and emphasise more working individually with people to help them into apprenticeship and work.
It is about helping people flourish and actually gain what they want to out of their lives. And I suppose one of the things in the UK is that social enterprise is often focused around a company, a small business, which is making some money, which is again invested for good social purpose. But looking at it from a different perspective, social enterprise is about creating opportunities for people. And it's those individual opportunities which people have. That's enterprising in itself. You give them the opportunity to be enterprising, as opposed to just creating a social enterprise, which is an entity in itself as a business. So very much about flourishing, very much about not just surviving, but thriving and giving people an opportunity to thrive in the way they want to.
Wonderful.